Anchony fans, it's Ruth Apollonia here. Today I want to tell you why I recently increased the price of my fourth book, Lasting Word, the fourth book in the Annabelle of Anchony series. See how thick it is there. So I think I need to give you a brief overview of the publishing history of the series. So I started, the very first book, the very first time was published in, I believe it was 2012 through a vanity press. They published the first 3 books and then they closed down. So then the books were no longer available. So Marion Press came along and they resurrected my books. Yay! Got them back out there, gave a wider audience. Last summer, they wrote me an email and told me that they no longer wanted to do fiction. So I would be on my own for the fourth book and any other books after that. They're going to continue to sell the inventory that they have of the first 3 books, but then once those are sold, it's up to me to get them republished. So I was out looking for a new publisher, and I finally just settled upon self-publishing. So when I first started back in 2012, I would have had no idea how to self-publish, but the industry itself has changed a lot since then, and there are a lot more authors that are self-publishing, because for one thing, you get a lot more of your money back when you actually self-publish, when you do it yourself, as far as royalty goes. Now the companies do help you with, if they're a big company, they can help with the mass distribution and some on the marketing side of, the readers that they already have, introducing them to your new works and such stuff. So there are some advantages to traditional publishers. But this was the second time that my rights had come back to me, and I was like, okay, I think God's trying to tell me something, and He wants me to keep my rights and to do it myself. So I settled on that. The issue became I didn't know about the pricing, what to price my book at. I figured out that I wanted to do KDP. I wanted to publish through KDP and then also IngramSpark. So KDP would make it available on Amazon, and it's actually a little bit cheaper to print through KDP than any of the other self-publishing avenues, I believe, from other videos I've watched. IngramSpark I wanted to use because it helps with mass distribution, so it can get it into to libraries. So if it's put through IngramSpark, then libraries can look up the book and can order it, and then you can also go into a store and can request it, and they can probably order it. At least they could find it in the system because it's in through IngramSpark. As far as being physically in the bookstore, I've never really had hopes of that. I'm not really sure what that would take to actually get it physically in the stores. But anyway, so my problem was the pricing. What should I price it? So what I did was I looked at my 3rd book, Kingdom's Call, that Marion Press publishes, and they had it set at $19.95, or at least that's what it's for sale right now. I was thinking it was $18.95, but I could just be off. They might have increased the price. I don't know. When it's a traditional publisher like that, the author has absolutely no say, so I have no idea. So I took this page count, which is 464, and then I looked for the 4th book, what would this page count be? And it is 558. So that is a difference of 94 pages. So I went on to KDP and said, okay, if I was to publish a book that was just 94 pages, how much would that cost just to print that little bit amount? And I don't remember the exact amount, but I ended up pricing my 4th book at $21.95 because of, it was like about $2 or a little bit over $2, I believe, because I'm pretty sure it was at like 18 something when I checked at that time when I was setting it up. So what I did not consider was that when a traditional publisher publishes their books, they do it by the thousands, 1,000, 2,000, whatever the amount is that they choose. And because they do it like that, the cost per book is less because they're doing so many at one time. So KDP, IngramSpark, and all these other self-publishing companies use print on demand, which means a book is printed like one at a time if need be, or they could do 10. So basically they wait until an order has come in and then they publish the book. So it's called print on demand. But because it's done basically one at a time, it means the cost per book is more expensive. And I did not consider that when I was setting the price initially. So there's that. So if you watched my video about my year of loss, you kind of understand a little bit more of what was going on at the time when I published this in February of 2025. So I was just happy just to get this get it out there and have it available on Amazon, even though it was the only place that it was available. So come the end of 2025, so in December, I started looking at like, okay, well, I wanted to get this out on IngramSpark so there could be mass distribution. So, you know, how much would I make from that? What do I have to do? You know, that type of stuff. So I started looking into that. So it turns out IngramSpark, so it costs more to have the book printed through them. So the base level is higher to begin with. So it's about $9 through IngramSpark. Through Amazon, it's $7 something. So it's under $8. So there's $1 gone anyway. And then if you want to be able to get the book into bookstores, or to at least have them interested in being able to buy them, the best thing is to give a 55% discount for the distribution. You can do less, but ultimately it's like 55% is the best amount. So I did speak to the bookstore owner in Springfield, Missouri at DeSales, and she said that 40% distribution is what they get. So basically IngramSpark takes like 15% of that. And then the 40% goes to the actual bookstore. So they make 40% of the price is what they make off of the book. So when I put in this book into IngramSpark, so 558 pages with a gloss cover, white pages, with a 55% distribution discount, at $21.95, I would have ended up making this 26 cents for this huge book. Just 26 cents, a quarter and a penny. And that just in no way seemed just to me. I mean, it's really pathetic, actually. So I changed the price. I upped the price so that I could get more if bookstores purchase it and sell it in their stores. I would make more than 26 cents per book. So I increased it by $5. So now it actually was a little bit more than $5. It was $5.05. It went from $21.95 to it's now $26.99. So now if a bookstore purchases this book, I make $2.46, which is still pretty bad, but it's a whole lot better than 26 cents. So So that's why I increased the price of the fourth book. And I'm hoping by this point that fourth book in, people would be willing to pay the $5 extra. Because this took me probably about 7 years to write, to come up with the story. So yeah, I mean, 26 cents a book, that's pretty sad. Yeah. So that means that all of you who already purchased the book on Amazon, or even it's available now on my website. Also, you can, if you want a signed copy, you can purchase the book through there. But I increased the price there too, just for it to be uniform on all the different platforms. Anyway, those of you who already published, you got a little bit of a better deal on it. So, you know, early bird gets the worm. So good job. So for all of the readers out there that are concerned about the $5 increase, and, you know, they're like, I don't, you know, the economy is bad, I'm not making very good money, I can't afford the $5. Well, the thing is that now the book should be available through libraries. So you could go to your library and have them look it up and see if they can order it, because it should be able to be on there. So in that way, you know, you can actually read it for free, and then it will be available for other people at the library. I've had some readers say that, because they've gone to different libraries asking about the series, and I believe the second and the third book, the libraries can't find it, and it's also not on Amazon. So I think maybe it just didn't get into the Ingram system. I've been told it was, but I'm kind of doubting it at this point. But like, I don't really know for certain. But anyway, yeah, you can always try to look it up at the library, see if they have it now, or if they can order it, or get it from another library if someone orders it. And then also, if you can afford it, you could buy the whole set and give it to a library. So I've done that with my very first set that I did. I gave them a copy of those, and so that's been years ago. So anyway, that's for those that the $5 sets it like, okay, it's too expensive now, then go check it out at the library. All right, guys, thanks. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of an explanation of why the fourth book increased by $5.05. And it's basically because I wanted to make more than this per book, 26 cents. So there you go. Have a great day.